Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 16th episode of the Stories About Fear podcast with my beautiful, inspiring guest, Lucia Gaggero, who is a portrait photographer, and she's responsible for the beautiful profile photo that I'm using since 2 years ago. Today's episode is called How to Focus on Solutions No Matter What. Lucia is very amazing for being so creative. She may be one of the most creative people I know, with a very big heart and an amazing skill for photography. And she is in Brussels now, an Italian native that has managed to leave fear aside for good, as she had a beautiful, empowering upbringing thanks to her mom. Now, childhood is so important in our development, and when we are fortunate enough to have some amazing people around, we have some fearless people around, like the beautiful Lucia today, that is going to share with us her amazing story. Lucia, welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you guys, and thank you for inviting me. So nice to talk to you again, and also in a more professional way. And I really love and following whatever you're doing, and I think it's really great, and I'm happy you can help so many people.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you for taking the time to inspire us with your amazing story, because you have had some challenges along the way, but you have always found solutions, which is amazing. And you do this naturally. My dear, can you please start by telling us, how did you get to start your path as a portrait photographer, and what was the strongest challenge that you have overcome along the way?
There are quite a couple, let's say. I've noticed that whatever I was doing or whatever I do in my life, the stronger challenge we have, or I have, it's never with something outside, it's more with myself. But we often think, or I often think, it's something else. And I started portrait photography because at some point of my life, I've noticed I needed something creative as a job, like to work. I did years ago, very long time ago, the Arts Academy. So I was doing sculpture and paintings. I wasn't really good in that. So I knew for sure that painting was not my world. And I said, okay, like sewing things, I needed something to create. And then photography, I did a little bit when I was younger, like teenage, and I used to like it. And I thought, oh, maybe this will be my way to go. And that's how I pick it up. But in the way, the life is how it is. You get married, maybe you have a kid, right? So having a kid, I couldn't really travel all over the world every time, anytime, every time. So that's not possible. And then I thought, why not working here? And I don't know, coincidence, which are not, but how we like to call them, coincidence, made me discover this great New Zealandese photographer, but she's in California right now. Her name is Subrise, and she was teaching how to open a studio. And so I enrolled in her class. And I say, okay, I want to learn that, how to create a business from my job and be by myself. And that's how I did it. And how I started. At the beginning, I think that the biggest fear was not having enough clients, or not making money, and having because I left everything, so my work, my job, everything. So people were telling me I was crazy because photographers don't earn enough to live. They still tell me that, by the way. They're asking me what's my second job, and I say, what other second job? I don't have another job. But finally, if I go a little bit deeper, the fear of not having clients was not the real fear. The fear was, I'm not good enough. So, because the fear is not, I'm not having clients. The fear, why people will come to me if I'm not good enough, I won't sell, and then I won't have clients. But if I'm really honest with myself, that was the real, let's say, fear that I had at the beginning.
And you managed to conquer it by finding the solutions every single time. And did you remember what maybe questions you asked yourself, or how did you manage to get that fear out of the way?
That's I'm thinking about it. It's really funny. I think it comes to two things. The first one, it's from you were talking just before about childhood, right? And my mother. So yes, I think it comes 90% from her, because one day I was 6 years old and I was in the car and she was driving me to school, and I remember because she said, you have to listen because I'm gonna tell you one really important thing, but I'm just gonna tell you once. So you have to remember it for all your life. And I still remember that scene. It shocked me. Say, okay, I have to listen because this is very important. By the way, she told me over and over, but that time for me, it was so shocking that she was the first time she tells me something like that. So that I really memorize it. And it was in Italian, obviously. And in English, we can translate it by, she said, to want something is to have the power. So it meant if you really want something, then you have the power to do it.
Wow.
And he said it means that when you really want something, you can do it. You can do everything you want.
Wow.
And because I was so young, I associated this idea of if I really want something, I can do it and I can have it. And not in a bad way, like I want your husband, then I will have it, right? Or I want that bag. It's really into like if you want to do something, if you want to accomplish something, if it's really important for you, then you have to be sure that you know that you really have the power inside of you to achieve that. And I think that this is the first thing that makes me get around this fear. So it's not that I don't listen to it or I don't know or I forget it or I just, cover up. I don't know. I just go around and I say, yeah, but I can do it. So I just leave it there and I continue my way. And I'm, as you said, for the title of the thing, I'm more focused on solutions, because if I'm focused on fear, I will always be around fear and never around solution. It's like, oh, this month, I imagine I'm missing 500 euros. But if I'm keeping thinking I'm missing 500 euros, I will always see the missing part and not how to have 500 euros. So in my case, in the beginning was, what if I'm not good enough? Okay, so what do I need to be better, because I think I'm not good enough? So what I need to improve myself. And then I started, today we are so lucky. We have so many workshops online. We have so many, we can also follow university online. We have courses, we have coaches, we have therapists online. We can have everything. So you just need to see, oh, I would like to improve my lighting, in my case, as a photographer, or I would like to improve that skill. And I just looked for it on internet and I start, looking for workshop or listening and like nourishing the part that was making me weak and fearful.
This is beautiful, Lucia. This is so inspiring. That we are having this talk now, since we have met 2 years ago.
Yes.
And this is extremely inspiring. And I thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Because I'm learning from you now. And I know that our listeners and viewers on YouTube are as well, because it's a very complex way of thinking, but also very simple to put in practice. Focus on what you want.
Yes.
Instead of on not what you want, because it's obvious that what you put focus on is what you get. And what caught my eye was, and my ear, was when you said that some people wanted to know if you have another job. And it's,
Oh God, yes.
it is funny how people get their own perceptions of themselves put onto us.
Yes.
And I guess that this makes you even prouder to have, even more proud to have your own business. How do you feel when you are completely in control of your time and of your life completely?
Oh, for me, it's let's say freedom. And someone will say, "Come on," because it doesn't mean that I'm not working as much as an employee because I'm alone. Actually, I think that I work more because it happens that I work on Sundays, I work on Saturdays, I read things. It's a non-stop working process. Um, but for me, it's not working because it's what I love. So for me, it's just investing my time in doing something that brings me joy and happiness. And yes, I can pay my bills. So it's good. And then I feel free because like this morning, I can choose to spend this hour, this time with you and enjoying doing it. Even if I have to work, I don't know, at 8 o'clock tonight, I don't care. It's how I organize my day. And again, it can be more stressful. It is, because when I was employee, and I was in the enterprises, obviously, you know that at the end of the month, you receive that amount of money. Let's put a $2,000 on it, just to put a number. And you know that whatever you're sick, you're not sick, you working, you're not working, that's the same amount of money you're receiving. When you're a freelancer or you have your own business, it's not the same thing, because yeah, if you're sick and you don't work, then the money depends on you actually. And there is a little bit more stress. But time managing, for me, it's more important than the amount of money that's I receive every end of the month. Trying to have like a good balanced way to go, because we still have responsibilities, but it's really freedom. Yes.
Wonderful. And I think that most of the times we want freedom so much, but we get a bit drawn back by the comfort zone, because
Yes.
I used to be employed for a very long time. And I say that it took me 8 years more than I should have stayed there to simply start doing what I love. Lucia, um, did you want to say, to add anything else?
No, I will say I understand that completely.
Can you please tell us, how important do you think that loving what you do is, even though there may be challenges? Is it more important to have that freedom more than any secure paycheck at the end of the month?
Yes. I mean, you know, I don't know how to, I can't generalize it. I understand that in the world we have so many different kind of people, and that's how we make the world so rich. But for people like me, or for creatives, at some point doing a work just, or a job for paying the bills on the long line becomes frustrating, because even if you're not creative, actually, we always feel, oh, maybe that's my experience, I was always feeling a kind of a void inside. And we all have like values and criteria and things, and if the thing is not going accordingly what we are, it's so hard. But that doesn't mean that being an accountant is bad. If you love being an accountant, that's the way you have to go. If you love to be a hairdresser, if you love to work as a cashier in a shop. So it's not because we are photographers or painter and we are look like, oh, because she's an artist or whatever. It's very it's personal to each one of us. And I tell you, like in my home, I don't have medicines. I don't have drugs. Maybe I have something. I don't even know. And I never get sick. But I'm not doing, okay, we eat healthy. We have a kind of a healthy style life. But you have known me, right? When we have to party, we party. We are not. I'm normal. I'm not doing weird thing that like isolated on a woods. But because I really think that your mental state is also influencing your body and influencing who you are, and the stress level manage also your well-being. If you keep doing something you really don't like, and just because you need that money to pay your bills, but that's the only satisfaction, at some point your body will feel it and your whole life will feel it. And I don't think it's the good way to go. I understand you do it for a while. I did it, but I knew it was limited, in the time. And I took the decision. So I was free because I said, from this month to that month, I don't know, I'm going to work in a bar because I need money. But at that time, I will stop and keep doing what I want. So, you do it. And then that's how I see things. But that's my personal opinion.
This is beautiful, and I really love it that you said that, okay, even if you're an accountant or even if you are a clerk in a shop, it's okay as long as you are happy, but do the thing that you are happy. This is wonderful. And yes, this is a very healthy mindset in terms of knowing who you are, being authentic, and maybe asking yourself a simple question: what do I want to do in this lifetime? Since I have this gift of life, why not enjoy it fully and live life on my terms?
And I feel that sometimes people that works in corporates or are in corporates feel like judged by people like me who have their own business, or because they're not in corporates. I've met people here that left corporate because they thought they needed to go by themselves and because it's more, I don't know, powerful to create your own business. They hated it. And finally they got back to corporate. But that's super. I mean, it's always the same thing. You can try and then change your mind. You don't have to feel bad because you change your mind. And the world is beautiful because it's different, and everyone is different, and each one of us has a power in itself, whether there be as you say, accountant, a chef in a restaurant, someone in a shop, a waiter. We need everyone. But just do it because you want to try it. Maybe it won't be the job of your life, but you feel something and I say, I want to try that. Just do it.
Wonderful. Exactly. Why stay in a box when maybe you like it more, but if you don't like it more outside, you can always come back. This is the beauty of being free, because we are all free. The only prison is our mind. And indeed, I truly believe that we are our harshest critics, because no one else is going to be telling you what to do at the end of the day. Wonderfully said, my dear. Can you please tell us what drives you? What motivates you to keep going and creating in such an amazing way? Because I have seen so much of your work. You are so skilled and talented, and you have this sense for beauty that actually gets me curious to know what is there inside of you that gets you pumping.
Oh, thank you for the compliment, first of all. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I don't really know for sure. I need to, I don't know where it comes from, but often I have like ideas. I don't know why. I say, oh, I should do that. and then I go to bed, and then I have an idea, and the day after I need to try. So that's something that happens naturally to me. I can have 10 ideas per day and start 10 projects a day, things I don't do, otherwise I go crazy. And the other thing is I come from a place where, so I come from Italy, as you say, I'm Italian, and my first studies were in Milan. So I lived for 6 years in Milan, and people who have been there, who know a little bit, they know that Milan is one of those fashion centers. And when it's the Milan Fashion Week, I can tell you, don't want to go in the streets, because everything you see, it's models, super beautiful women. And I mean, today I could, but when I was 20, I was kind of ashamed of being there, because I'm not having the I don't know, the body of a woman who has been in a magazine, let's say. So the industry of fashion, who kind of rule the women also world, is more, today is changing a bit, but it was more like tall, thin, lean and perfect, and which all the pictures were retouched. And I've met models and I worked with them. It's such a hard life. They really have a harsh life. I will never do it. But still, they dictate that to youngs and to people. And I'm 1 meter 55. I'm quite very small, and I'm curvy. I've always been curvy, and even in the school, etc., I always felt not unaccepted, but not at my place. Like, I'm not beautiful enough because I should be like this. I should be blonde. I should be leaner. It took me 30 years until after I got Daily, I think. So a lot. It's not something I developed in my young days, that I said, these things has to stop. And when I was a photographer, I started being a photographer, I've noticed that I'm not the only one. A lot of women felt like this. And this comes out when you're in front of a camera. And all those fears that we have, or you have, oh, geez, I took weight with the COVID time. I didn't do sport enough. Now I have my 40s, and then, oh my God, I can see my wrinkles. No, all this come out immediately when people are in front of the camera. And I notice how beautiful it is when you tell someone, that it doesn't matter because you're beautiful. And you say it because you really believe it. It changes something into the other person. And so I just said, I'm enough. And I'm fed with those fashion photographies, which just put the women in a strange position, because those are product photographies. So they're showcasing a dress or a bag or a pair of shoes, but they're not enhancing women. But we are the one who wore those things, for God's sake. And then I decided I would like to bring more beauty in this world, and not bringing it by using only models, because they consider like beauty symbols, but with everyone, every single person on this earth, because whatever you believe it or not, you're beautiful. And that's what I believe. So that's maybe what pushed me, to find new ideas, and to continue and to do new photos, and to try to achieve that. I don't know if I answer your question.
This is beautiful, and you have answered my question more than that, and
Okay.
completely relate to how you felt, because indeed in my early 20s I would also feel so strange, because why am I not looking like those women out there? And yes, indeed, things have changed, and now we have a lot of people, of influencers, normalizing normal bodies. This is
Yes.
what, yes, because those photos are not real. That image of the woman is indeed not representing femininity in itself.
Yeah.
Because they have all sorts of products, as you said, and what has always shocked me was that I began to see a lot of the times beautiful women saying, you know, the best thing about me is not the way that I look. And that got me thinking, okay, there is so much more than the simple, let's put some makeup on, let's get some tight clothes on. And I got to understand that the essence of a person is not in its body. And you having such a beautiful mission is very inspiring. And my dear, can you please, on this topic, can you please tell me what would you suggest to a young person, to a young lady, as you are into this beautiful world of European art? What would you suggest that she puts more focus on?
I would say, you know, I don't know, maybe on being just herself. I know it's kind of an easy answer or kind of sounds like superficial, but sometimes more when we are younger, we try to be someone else, or we try to adapt, or we try to become like that person or that one because we admire them. And we can get inspired, and that's very important to have models and try to, oh, I like that. But try to be aligned with yourself, to who you are. And then to be there, you need to discover who you are. So maybe we'll be first focus on yourself and see what really you do like. And then, yeah, find your models and then try to get inspired, but always have your own world, your own shine, and never, suffocated to be like someone else. Or because you have a boyfriend that likes blonde, that you're brunette, and you just dye your hair blonde because you want to please him. Yeah, you can do it once, but then believe that you're a brunette and proud to be who you are. Yeah, maybe this is. Find who you are and be proud of it.
Yes. Wow, I love this. This can be a great mantra for
yes.
all the wonderful ladies listening to us, and especially the younger ones, because we are all so vulnerable at the early ages. And I have got to admit that you have had an amazing upbringing. Your mom is amazing. Saying hello to Lucia's mom and congratulating her for giving you such strength, because you have the power to change young ladies' lives forever. As simple as it may sound, with maybe, as you said, only a word, but coming from the heart, really means.
It's true. I followed recently some programs with a coach from UK. Her name is Marisa Peer. She's quite known in the world of coaching. And even though it's not the first time I'm following a coach, she said one single sentence was very, very interesting. And she said, write it wherever you can see it every day. I've written it on my bathroom mirror. And my daughter, she's writing under it too now. She's writing, I'm intelligent. So she's writing positive sentences to herself on my mirror. And the sentence is, I am enough.
Yes.
It's so simple, short, and so powerful. And I realized that, yes, because we think we're never enough. We are not good enough to do this. We are not enough to do that. So I'm doing this mantra with me every day and saying, I'm enough. What I'm doing today, that's what I am. I can improve, but today I'm enough. And I just feel relieved.
This is powerful indeed, and I love Marisa Peer. She has also given me some new ways of dealing with self-esteem as well, and with money also.
Yes.
This is wonderful. Thank you for mentioning this as well, Lucia. And can you please tell us, how can our audience get in touch with you? How can they see your beautiful work?
So they can get in touch with me with my website, which is very easy because it's www.lucia.photo. Photo is written PH, like in English. And then you can find me on Instagram at Lucia Gaggero Studios, because that's my professional Instagram. Same thing on Facebook. And I don't know, what did we have? I have a TikTok, but I'm never on it. No, please don't look for me there. You can find me on LinkedIn, and then it's also Lucia Gaggero. I mean, it's always the same name all over my social networks and media, because it's easier. So that would be the easiest way to go to find me. And maybe, we never know, I can come visiting you in Romania, and then we can have something all together.
That is wonderful, my dear. And yes, I am looking forward for you to come here and enjoy the amazing nature we have here, the mountains.
I imagine it must be amazing.
Yes, it is a lot of green around here, especially this time of the year. And I encourage everyone, my fearless friends, go and check Lucia's amazing profiles and her beautiful website, and see her amazing pieces of art, because I have checked your website last night and I have had a surprise to see such creative mindset that you have put there, and I can feel your love and passion for all that you do. Thank you for inspiring us today with your wisdom and your wonderful life experience. And I cannot wait to see you grow more and more, my dear, and enjoy everything that this wonderful life of yours that you have created and that you should be proud of.
Yes, I am. Okay.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank you for talking to me. It was very nice. Can't wait to see you also in person. Hope that we can travel soon and we can move. But and again, congratulations, because those podcasts, I'm listening to them, I'm following you on your medias. They're amazing. They're really amazing. So thank you very much for having me as a guest.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lucia. I'm so thankful and very, very, very inspired by all your amazing thoughts today. Thank you. And it has been an honor.
Me too. Happy to be there. Have a great day and see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.